All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Harakach Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto you hopeful elect out there. Shalom unto you. All right, yeah, it's your brother Shaquat from the Las Vegas Church, and just want to put this out here, man. When we left camp, there was a mushroom-like cloud in the eastern sky. All right, and here's an image of it. As I was heading east from camp, you can see this was happening. All right, and then we got another version of it as I got further along. Okay, you can sense that the sun was going down, right? And then the brother caught this one as well. And you know, when you see something like this, you think of the mushroom clouds, you know, because we look forward to that day, you know, that America's destroyed, man. And this just, you know, keeps us in a mentality of knowing that day is still on you know, approaching. All right, so part of what ran through my mind when I saw these was just a reminder that, you know, our prayers will be answered, man. This is how we get out of this. This is an event that we get out of this captivity with. Okay, Lord willing, we're of the elect and escape the actual destruction of a moment like this. All right, but as I drove along the highway there, yeah, I was like, man, it may be an omen, you know, so to speak, or an omen, if you know, I think you would say. Um, you know, basically part of a sign of prophecy to come. All right. And then what do you know in the news? You know what in the news you see? Bear with me. And then in the news you see this: North Korea fires apparent ballistic missile over Japan. The Ministry of Defense. Okay. It says North Korea fired what appeared to be a ballistic, and this is after all the talks of Vladimir Putin was talking about, man. You know, he's you know, talking big, you know, serious times, man. That he's willing to put, you know, put lives on the line, man. He's ready to take it there. All right. Anyway, but this here just kind of show you of what's in the spirit of the world right now. All right. It says North Korea fired what appeared to be a ballistic missile over Japan on Tuesday. The country's Ministry of Defense says. And this was their head of the United States, so that's why it happened for them on Tuesday, but we hear about it on Monday. It says their apparent ballistic missile was launched at 7:22 a.m. local time and passed over Japan at 7:29, the Japanese Ministry of Defense announced. The government of South Korea confirmed that the Japanese government warned citizens to take shelter. The missile likely flew over Japan, but it's still unknown whether the missile fell into the sea. It says a U.S. defense official confirmed to ABC News that North Korea launched a ballistic missile over Japan on Tuesday local time, but did not offer the other specifics. All right, which is close enough of that of that statement right now. From there, let's go to on Instagram. Oh, come on now. Shit, well, we lucked up because look, it pops up on the brother's Instagram anyway. All right. It says North Korea fires ballistic missile over Japan as Tokyo urges residents to evacuate amid facing amid growing fears of war between the U.S., South Korea, and Kim Jong Un's deranged regime. Right? Let's see if we can get some of those photos. Guess not. But I had another article, had a video too. Let's see if I could pull that up. Bear with me. And another article talking about the same thing. So you know they were shook up over there. Because everybody understands, man, the power of these missiles, man, is huge. I'm not going to read this article, but you can see it said the Japan Times, okay? It's 3 minutes to listen to the article right there, so check it out. All right. That's not going off, man. Okay. And you wake up 7 in the morning. Seek shelter after North Korea fired a missile which flew over the country, landed in the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, man, because it could easily have been off target, you know, and could have easily been off target and hit Japan. All right. You see, the spirit of these times, man, is about war. Okay, particularly World War III. So let me grab a few precepts, man. Before I do, let me play this one. This will put it in a nutshell.
Thousands of people in Japan were ordered to urgently seek shelter after North Korea fired a missile over Japanese territory. A ballistic missile is believed to have been fired from North Korea's east coast this morning. Japanese authorities issued warnings to residents in the northern Aomori prefecture to seek shelter inside a building or underground. The missile is understood to have landed in the Pacific Ocean, about 3,000 kilometres from Japan. It's Pyongyang's fifth launch in a week, and it follows joint US, Japanese and South Korean war games in the region. Mm-hmm. Japan's chief cabinet secretary denounced the launches, saying North Korea's actions are a serious challenge to international peace.
Yeah, man, these countries is getting warmed up, man. They out there getting warmed up for this World War III, man, for the big game. Okay, for the championship, for all the marbles, man. Game 7. All right, to use those analogies, man. World War III is biblical. It's gonna be a biblical proportion. You know, it's gonna bring out all the armies of the world and even the armies of the universe, man. All right, but we're focusing on what these missiles, man. All right, so let me now grab some precepts. All right. And Revelation chapter 11, verse 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. And this is, you know, just on Brother Spirit, Sunday leaving camp, seeing this. So Sunday evening, we see this in the sky over, you know, over Vegas, or, you know, east of Vegas. We see it in the sky, but then, and it was what crossed Brother's mind, man. Yep. Like a mushroom cloud. And then Monday, which is Tuesday morning for them, boom. You know, North Korea shooting off missiles the 5th time in a week. All right, testing missiles, man. Trying to get their thing together, man. Get their shooters ready, man. All right. From there, let's go to, I always like to bring this one out, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right. From there, Isaiah 54:16. Just a few that jumped off, but you know, seeing that in the sky, man, you got to know, man, that day's approaching, and this is how the Lord is going to judge all flesh. But let me read this. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. What work? That he's gonna judge the world with fire, man. All flesh will be judged with the fire of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, man. His indignation is gonna come through that fire, man. So they were created for that purpose. He had created the smith for that, to fulfill that purpose. Okay, he gave the promise of the first death that he, you know, after he killed the world, all but 8 souls, okay, in the world, that he would not, you know, with water, he wouldn't do that again with water. But this time he's got to do it with fire. Okay, even more serious cleansing agent. Okay, it says, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bring forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. Okay, we're going to skip over to 66 right quick. One of my favorite verses in here. It says 15, Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind, and render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And when you look up plead, it's the word there in the Hebrew, mashapat, which means to judge all flesh. Okay, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. The Lord's gonna do a lot of killing, man, in this day with those things, man, with those missiles, with that fire. You can go into Zechariah and see what that fire do, man. Okay, Zechariah 14, and I think it's around like 12. Okay, and then the one that first came to mind was in Joel chapter 2. It says, I'll read 1, and then the point is in 3, and I'll read down a little bit, not through the whole thing, but you kind of hit the point. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For it is nigh at hand. Okay, and these are the signs that the day of the Lord is nigh at hand, man. Okay, and us being spiritual, when we see a mushroom cloud like that developing over Vegas, we're like, okay, this has got to be something. You know, we're thinking World War III missiles and the end of America and Babylon the Great and destruction and getting out of here. And yeah, I was shot at chariots being in the sky as well. We've been seeing chariots in the sky at camp and different things, man. Brothers been seeing it all over the world. People been catching it all over the internet. Okay, so we know that we're in that time, and that vibration, that energy is in the earth, man, of war, of world war, and using those missiles to create those mushroom clouds. Okay, it says a day of darkness and of thick gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, and the morning spread upon the mountains a great people and a strong, and there had not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Verse 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. Okay, that warhead, man. Okay, where all that power is in the front of them things, but that propulsion fire is behind them. It says, and the land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Okay, it's a paradise before, and behind them a desolate wilderness. After it hits, man, it becomes a desolate wilderness, something that just wipes, life out, man. Okay, yea, and nothing shall escape them. And this is what it refers to in Revelation the 13th chapter. He had great power to bring down fire from heaven. Okay, they got that missile, man. That missile technology is out there. Okay, but they were speaking in that chapter of the beast having it. Okay, but just something that comes to mind. Okay, you've seen in World War II when they really dropped that atom bomb, man. Then they developed the H bomb, and now it's nukes out there. All right. So the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run, like a stampede, if you will. Okay, but they're not bumping into each other. It says, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, so shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. All right. And there's noise that go with those missiles being shot off and cutting through the air. It says, before their face, the people shall be much pained. Hey, like Japan, man, they was shook up, man. You see, they had footage of the sirens going off, and nobody was around. Nobody walking through the streets right there. I can't believe the Japanese, even at 7:30 in the morning, that there's nobody moving around. All right. The sun was up, man. Nobody's moving around. It says, where am I? Yeah, it says, all faces gather to shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways. They shall not break their ranks. They're not going to miss their targets. They're not going to bump and throw each other off. None of that. And neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run up the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. They're going to just be going, cutting through stuff, man. Going through the house, overtaking the walls and the mountains, everything, man. Okay, this nuke missile fire, man, is like none other, man. It has to be something of the Heavenly Father's creation to be this concentrated, if you will. All right, and his setup, man, to pull his elect out, okay, of the danger zone, man, is can't be more beautiful than that, man. Okay, while the wicked get burnt up, and that's the wicked Israelites as well, man. The different heathens that are over here, and of course the top heathen, if you will, the Edomites, man. They got to get their judgment, and the Edomites are coming out of rulership, man. All right, verse 10. Now I'll pretty much stop this right. Verse 10, it says, the earth shall quake before them. That's how heavy it's going to be. It's going to be earthquakes. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Them clouds, man, are going to cover all that up. Now let me grab another one. Before I grab another couple precepts, I'm going to read this. It says, this is on End Times Truth. All right, it says, the mushroom cloud, the effect of nuclear weapons have been studied extensively since the initial use of the atomic bombs upon Japan in 1945. So you know the Japanese aren't going to take threats of missiles lightly, okay? As the pillars of smoke rose above the decimated cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and formed the characteristic mushroom clouds thousands of feet into the air, the danger of international conflict changed forever. Knowledge gained from the survivors of these bombs and from research done on the many test explosions performed in the decades following World War II indicated that the threat of nuclear war extends to every aspect of life on Earth. It says one of the best compilations of the effects of nuclear weapons studies comes from a study published in 1977 by the United States Department of Defense by Samuel Gladstone and Philip Dolan, which was updated several times as advances in thermonuclear fusion bombs were made and tested. There are also excellent books that have been published on this topic, as well as numerous internet sites that have compiled information on the physical and medical effects of nuclear war. Many of these references are now cited in the section in the sections which follow. Now I'll show this image here. As I say, something here in Vegas. There's a history of the Nevada test site. Okay, where they went out in the middle of the desert and they had, of course, a base or whatever. I don't know exact history, but you hear people talking about it. A lot of the people that grew up here that are now adults, their parents worked at the Nevada test site, and they couldn't talk about what was going on there. It was a real thing that in the culture here in Vegas. All right, they even have, I think, museums and different things set up to it. But yeah, that's something here. So to see that in the sky. See if I still had a picture up. So to see this in the sky, it's like, whoa, kind of brings that to mind. There's a lot of footage that was shown as far as the Nevada test site, goes here. But anyway, to digress back to this article, it says anything else in here, which, they go into this whole history of that. Okay, I read this paragraph right here. It says the major component of these mushroom clouds is smoke. Smoke can be formed from the combustion of any flammable organic material, carbon based, and it becomes sootier as the temperature of combustion increases. In the center of a nuclear explosion, the temperatures are far greater than typical fires or explosions. As a temperature of million as a, At a temperature of millions of degrees within the fireball, any flammable items will be instantly transformed to tiny particles of soot. It's in cremation, man, right? So these particles are largely made up of amorphous elemental carbon with sizes in the range of nanometers to micrometers in size. From environmental consequences of nuclear war, Volume 1, Physical and Atomic Effects, Atmospheric, Effects, Chapter 3, page 40. At this size, they can easily be carried upward with the rising fireball, and that's why you see that mushroom cloud. Okay, and it goes on and on, man. You know, of the dangers of having that type of debris. So, see with this image, the scriptures describe this image. All right, so let's go to Isaiah 34. It says, and one it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies." Okay, talking about in that land of Jehoshaphat, man, World War III. Okay, the Fertile Crescent area. Okay, it says, he have utterly destroyed them, he have delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. That's that nanoparticle, we were talking about. It says, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, giving you that mushroom cloud look. Okay, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. And Idumea is a Greek way to say Edom. Okay, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Okay. And the scriptures continue, of course, right? All right. From there, though, we're going to get a similar scripture in the book of Revelation, showing you it's also in the end time. Not just a prophecy that may have been past, but something to come in the book of Revelation. All right. Revelation chapter 6. It's like 12. I think I can start up at 12. Yeah. Here, 14 is the point. It says, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Okay, with all of that in the air, man, it changes the way things look. Gonna blot out the sun. It says, when heaven shall not give her a light. Yeah, man, all that's happening in that time. And that's also in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, where it says, the sign of the Son of Man, which is those chariots in the sky, will be present in that moment, particularly the largest one. I continue on. It says, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, right? When she is shaken of a mighty wind. It's the same prophecy. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Okay, the earthquake and then land masses moved when they got hit by that, man. Water overcame some with tsunamis, man. It's gonna be crazy out there. Okay, so we looking at all of this, we looking at these, seeing them out here in Vegas, man, and it's like these end time events, man, destructive events come to mind. So keep this in mind, man. Stay strong. If you in this thing, man, you believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Make sure you getting your study together. You getting your faith, is continuing to grow. Stay in the faith. Keep your crown. Okay, and keep fighting, man. We know harsh times are coming, man. But when you see them or hear of those uh, uh, scrolls and mushroom clouds in the sky, man, know that this thing is finally over, man. Lord willing, we get to watch it from an aerial view, man, outside of harm's way, with the elect, man. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Give all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings, and much love unto the elect. To the next one, Shalom.